What is going on, clan? It's finally here, a full efficient guide to get the platinum in under 2 playthroughs. A quick shout out to Kojitsuke, a Reddit user who had this written guide, and this video wouldn't be possible without him. So thank you so much for that. I've also tweaked it a little bit just to shorten the playthrough. Now, a lot of people were asking me some ways they could support the channel, or just support me in general, and I've added a donate to my PayPal button on my actual YouTube homepage. So if you do ever want to support me, you can just do that through the donate button. Other than that, I'm not going to really push it. I just appreciate anything that comes through, and ultimately, as long as you're sharing my videos and they've been useful, then that's a win in my book. So with that all behind us, let's go ahead and jump right in the guide. And if you're new around here, alright guys, so you're going to hit start game, and then you're going to choose your character. Now, you're going to just name your character whatever you want. I went with Slayer of Trophies because we're going to slay some trophies. Now, the next thing you want to choose is your class, and I want you to choose Royalty. A lot of people don't realize this, but Demon Souls has an easy mode. It's just pronounced Royalty. You get a lot of magic abilities and things like that. And I also want you to focus on leveling your intelligence to level 30 and your magic to 40. Now that you've chosen your class, we're going to choose our starting gift. We're going to go with the Providential Ring. This is going to allow us to skip a pretty shitty quest line, because we do want to collect all 30 rings in the game in order to get a trophy. Now, choosing the Royalty class also gives you the Fragrant ring, so we start off with 2 rings now out of the 30, which is fantastic. I've got a few ground rules to set down. So do not invade anyone at any point in time unless I say during the guide. Rule number 2, don't use any blue stones in World 3, because what might happen is you'll be summoned as the Old Monk Boss. Now, rule number 3, do everything I say within this guide, and you can get the platinum in, like I said, a bit under 2 playthroughs, okay? And the final rule is just to have some fun, guys. There's some great experiences in these kind of games. And these games are some that my wife and I really bonded over when we first met. So definitely just enjoy the game. And thank you guys for coming along on this ride with me. So there's this tutorial boss, and you can die or you can live. It doesn't really matter. You know your boy's good, so he had to fucking take him out. So I had to kill him. Otherwise, I would have been a chump. So as you can see, I won. It doesn't matter, though, if you lose. Like, if you weren't able to do it, that's fine. You'll still come to the Nexus, which is basically our world hub in this game. So after you've respawned, you can kind of see what's going on here and use these archstones to actually transport to different areas across the world. The first zone we're going to go to is pretty much World 1, and that's the first area. So as you can see in the top right, I'm always going to have that location there for you, so you don't get lost. You always know that we're at 1-1 or whatever the case may be. Now go ahead and progress through the level. It's pretty linear, and that's the same with most of the zones. Progress through the level until you see that fog wall, and then we're going to go through this tower and come out this exit way. You'll see some chains here. You just want to go ahead and break those, because when we get to the bottom of the tower, it's going to have some items that we want to collect. Now, I do speed through a lot of unnecessary parts throughout the guide, just so you are kind of aware of that. It's basically so I'm not wasting your time and trying to make this guide as efficient as possible. Once you get to the very bottom, you can go ahead and pull the lever, and then it's going to open the gate. And on this body here, you've got the Cling Ring, which is our 3rd ring already. Then after that, go ahead and loot the bodies that fell after you broke the chains. And what we want to find here is a Jade hair ornament, and that's going to be used to get a ring later on in the game. After that, you can go back to the fog wall, and what you want to do is run off these stairs and sort of do a roll, so that way you can land on the banister or the railing, and then you can drop down to this guy right here. Now once you're down here, I just want you to kill him. He may fall off, and that's perfectly fine, especially since we're using magic. You can just stand up here safely and kill everything in the area and laugh at them. Because like I said, this is the easy mode. We're trying to get you that platinum. After that, you can go ahead and loot this body nearby, and you're going to get your 4th ring. From here, jump down, and you're going to loot his dead corpse to get the Mausoleum key. So make sure you grab the ring and the key, and then progress through the level, and you'll come up again to another fog wall. Now right here is a part where you can kind of, you know, break this to release some boulders and kill a lot of the enemies in the area. You can start progressing through this way, and then just watch out for these ambush attacks that happen. Just kind of giving you a heads up so that way you don't get ambushed, die, and then have to redo the whole area. You can slowly pick off some of the enemies right there, but every time you move up on the bridge, after you pass a certain threshold, it's going to trigger the dragon, and then the dragon will breathe fire and kill most of them for you. So you can pick a few of them off, and then once they're mainly dead and the dragon's not breathing fire, you want to quickly run across, and you'll find another lever to pull, and this is going to be our final one. After that's been done, you'll make your way down this tower. And again, I've sped all of this up for you just so you can kind of at least see what it is. You're aware of what you need to do, but you're also not sitting here watching me for hours on end. Alright, so once we make it to the bottom of the tower, we'll go ahead and pull that one as well and open the gate. And as you can see, you'll see this fog wall here. And we are about to fight our first boss in Demon Souls. He's a very easy boss. You shouldn't die. You can use the pillars to hide behind and then cast magic from afar. The fire bombs you loot in the area from when you get up to the boss are very effective against him. And also the pine resin that puts fire on your weapon is very effective against him. Basically, any kind of fire damage is going to do a great job and pretty much take his health down. Once you kill a few of his minions, well, I say a few, but once you get through, you can kind of make a little bit of an opening and start damaging the boss itself. And that way you can keep picking off the little adds and then just doing damage straight to the boss. Now it's going to give you a trophy for defeating the boss. And you can loot all the items in the area. But after that, go ahead and click the Archstone. You're going to get a boss soul. Now it's very important, as you see you get these boss souls, do not use any of them because you can use them to get souls which you can use to level, but you need them for abilities. So please do not use them unless I tell you to, but I'm not going to tell you to, so please just don't use them. After that, you can return back to the Nexus. Again, this is the World Hub. And we're making our way up to the top because she wants us to speak to the Monumental. So you'll keep making your way all the way up to the top of the stairs. And then up again, and you'll see a blue light coming from the right side, or a greenish light. And if you go over here, you can find him just right here. Now it's very important you don't spam his dialogue because he gives you a quest. And if you click no, then you don't get the quest. It's not very important on our first playthrough because we're going to be technically doing his quest on the second playthrough. You do need to speak with him though to progress the story and then also unlock the other Archstones. So make sure you still talk with him. But it's not super important if you accept this quest because we won't really be focusing on that on the first playthrough. We'll be getting it right at the start of our second playthrough. I just really want to emphasize this because it can basically force you multiple playthroughs and we don't want that. So after you speak to the monument, what you want to do is just come to these stairs and then you'll see this ledge here and just kill yourself. Now you're probably wondering why. Well, there's a thing called world tendency in Demon Souls and it's pretty horrible, 100%. But you don't really need to understand it because I'll be kind of guiding you through it. But basically pure white means that the enemies are weaker and pure black means the enemies are harder. And certain world tendencies can spawn different items as well. So you're probably asking me, why the hell did they put in such a confusing mechanic? And all I can really say is,
well, you got me. By all accounts, it doesn't make sense.
Now that being said, I'll make sure I explain it to you as we go. So again, make sure you die, and you can also use her to level up as well.
Then touch the demon inside me.
What did she say?
Now, once you've finished doing your business, boys, go ahead and go to the Archstone, and we're going to choose 1, 2. So 1 is basically the Archstone, which is the first Archstone from our left, and then 2 is pretty much where we just killed this boss. Now, this next little part's really simple. You can loot everything in the area if you'd like. However, to make things even easier, you just run straight ahead. Go over the bridge a little bit to trigger the dragon. And you're basically just baiting out its fire attack. So once it's done that, you're going to make a quick run for it because it doesn't take long before it starts breathing fire again. And do that on each segment. So as you can see, I'm baiting out his fire. I'm running up. And you have to watch out for some enemies. So you'll come to a safe point where the fire can't hit you. And then you want to slowly take out those enemies with magic. Or melee, depending on what you're comfortable with. Which reminds me, I'll give you a timestamp in the video to grab a very good melee weapon that's basically good throughout the whole game. It's very fast and it also staggers enemies really well. So I'll put a timestamp there for you in case you want to quickly grab it, because it's pretty much right at the start where you can grab that weapon and it's worth grabbing. Now our next boss is the Tower Knight, and he's got a trophy tied to him. So basically there's these archers up here on top of the ledges. You won't really be able to see them, but you might occasionally see a crossbow bolt coming by, like that one right there. You just want to constantly keep moving so you don't get hit by them. You don't want to go up there and kill them. If you kill them, you're not going to be eligible for the trophy. And again, if you missed the trophy as well, let's say you did kill one for some reason, you can get this trophy in New Game Plus. But it's better to just get it done with now. Again, I want you to keep constantly moving as you cast, otherwise you're leaving yourself exposed for the crossbow bolts. Try and close the distance with him, and you want to attack his feet. Once you keep doing that, he's eventually going to fall after you do enough damage to his feet, and it's going to leave his head very vulnerable, and that's where you want to focus your attacks. Melee works really good on the feet. I don't think magic works that great, to be completely honest. So if you need to, switch to your melee type weapon. But either way, after a certain amount of damage, he'll fall down. His head's exposed. Then you can just slam on him with melee or with the magic. And as you can see, when he's down like that, the damage is insane. Now I'll speed up the rest of the fight now that you kind of understand the mechanics. Again, just keep dodging him, and pretty much that's it. So I'm just constantly moving as I cast, dodging if I'm nearby, and then I'm going to finish him off with magic. And since I didn't kill any archers, I'll get another trophy, not just for killing him, but a trophy for killing him without killing any of the archers. So you should get the one shell fall trophy. If you didn't, you can use backup saves as well. I'll go a bit over that a bit more later. But overall, you can just get it in New Game Plus if you absolutely have to. Alright, that's going to give us the Iron Demon Soul, and then we can go back to the Nexus. So we're returning to the World Hub. And again, whenever you finish a boss, you can return to the World Hub, do some leveling up, things like that. Make sure you're focusing that intellect and the magic stats that I mentioned at the beginning. And then you want to kill yourself. This will also prevent you from getting invaded, so it's really good for that, just so you don't have to worry about being invaded and messing up your world or character tendencies. Another great shout out is the blacksmith here, who can repair your gear, but he also sells an item that restores your mana, which means more spells, which means more playing the game on easy mode. Now these kind of souls here, you can actually use them as long as it doesn't say Soul of the Phalanx Demon, things like that. Those are boss souls. You don't want to use that. But the little random miscellaneous ones, you definitely can use that. But if you have trouble differentiating the two, then I would just avoid it entirely. Once you've done the leveling and all of that, you can go to the second Archstone, and we're going to go to the first area. Alright, so now we're in 2-1. This is called the Smithing Grounds. And basically you're just going to make your way through there, avoiding the rocks from the sky. There's a lot of these little miners. I'm not sure what the hell you call them, but they have pickaxes, so they're miners. So kill the miners. And basically what will happen right here is some wolves will attack you. So you just want to back up and be ready for them. You can use your shield to block some of the damage if you need to, because they do kind of lunge at you. And then just take out the rest of the miners. Okay, so now while we're going through the area, we'll start killing these people called fat officials. And there's some gear that we need to grab from them. We're going to grab the gloves, torso, legs, and hat. And as you can see, this is our first one. They can hit you like a absolute fucking truck, so do not get hit by them. You can use the wall to jump in and out and cast spells. You can definitely use melee as well, but you do have to kind of understand how they attack because they do hit really, really hard. So you'll see another one later on a bridge here, and you can go back and forth just casting on him until he's dead. But you just want to avoid those fireball attacks because they can deal some serious, serious damage. So I'm just sort of strafing left and right. And as you can see, he hit me there with the fireball. Thankfully it didn't kill me, but you can see how much damage it really does. Especially if you're being attacked by multiple enemies and he hits you with one of the fireballs. Now if he falls, that's absolutely fine. You can just go down there, kill him, and get his loot. However, let's say he stays on this platform. If you run on the left side on the beam, that's going to be a safe spot to get across. So that way you can still get the loot. Now under the platform where you killed him is also where the lever is. So make sure you pull that to open up the gate that was back on top where we were first strafing left and right from his attack. Now before you go to the next area, just make sure you looted the official after you killed him. And you should get the official's gloves. Now a bit further in the level, you're going to see this pit of lava. We basically have to pour some water on it so that way we can cross over. If you go down this hallway past the fog, you're actually going to be able to open a shortcut. So that way if you die, it saves you quite a bit of time. So go ahead and run down this platform and you'll see a wheel. And once you turn that, it's going to trigger those platforms. So that way now if you ever die, that's right near the archstone down below. Saves a lot of time. Keep going through the level. It's pretty linear. Just watch out for enemies, use your magic, and watch out for the lava lizards because they can do a fair bit of damage. And there's also some dogs around that area, so just watch out for them because they can get you. Once you've activated the water, you can make your way back to the lava pit, which is no longer active. And we're going to grab another ring in here as well. So down here to the left, you'll see a cage with, or a gate that's broken. And you can get the poison resistance ring, and that's going to be our 5th ring. After that, keep making your way through the level. You'll come down to this fog door, and you'll see another fat official. You want to watch out for the explosive barrels, because he can do a lot of damage. If you can close in on him, you can sort of strafe left and right, cast some spells. You want to watch out for the pillars, obviously, otherwise you're just going to waste your mana. You can go in for melee attacks too if you're comfortable with that. And you can also use that barricade over here to kind of LOS him, and then he can't really hit you with his magic. You can go back in for a couple attacks, but be careful because as you can see right there, I nearly died. And then I just kind of finished him off, and thankfully his fire hit that pillar or I would have been fucked. After you take him out, go ahead and loot him as well. And we're going to get the official's leggings. So that's 2 of the 4 pieces already. And we'll go further ahead and you'll eventually hit this fog door, which is to get to the spider boss. Now you can kind of cheese this boss by going to the left side. I'm going to freeze it here for you so you can see. You can see the fire kind of hits the wall there. And you can either stay back and shoot magic at him from there. So again, you can see I'm kind of dodging the fireball just to be safe. And again, you can stand back and use magic on that left side. Or you can close in on him and do melee. It depends on whatever you're more comfortable with. But as you can see, I was getting my ass blasted right here. But yeah, you can hug that wall to the left. It'll keep you pretty safe, except for from his spider webs. Those you're not really safe. He'll definitely still hit you. It doesn't do much damage, but it does slow you down, so just be wary of that. And there you go. Once you kill him, you'll get another trophy. Alright, after that you can head back to the Nexus. Now you can go repair your gear or even level up if you need to. And then next up, we're basically going to figure out what path you're personally going down. So if you're boosting with real players, like a friend who's going to allow you to invade his world and kill him to boost your tendency, I definitely recommend that because it's a lot faster. However, if you're not able to have a friend, like maybe you're like me and you're just a fucking loner, then you'll have to kill these Black Phantom NPCs, and they're a little bit of a cunt. So I definitely recommend getting someone who can boost you, because as you can see, they're total damage sponge. Like, I've used Firestorm on them and it's barely done any damage. So I recommend boosting with friends. You can pause the video there to read a bit more about that if you need to, but basically it's a lot faster to boost that with friends. You could save literally countless of hours from having to kill Black Phantoms because you have to turn your world to pure black. So I'm pretty much just saying, like, get a friend, find someone, go on PSN profiles, whatever you need to do, find someone that's willing to boost it with you. Now, you can use the Cling Ring. We went to 2-2, which is the next area after the spider. So go ahead and progress through that once you've finished what you need to do, repairing and things like that. And a good thing we're going to go for now is a gold coin. Now, you don't have to get this right now. You can do it in New Game Plus, but I do recommend just getting it over with. The Cling Ring just gives you a bit more health while you're in soul form, so after you've died. And farming this took me actually probably about 45 minutes, if I'm honest. It wasn't too long, so you can chuck on some music or maybe a video and just keep killing this fat official down the tunnel from the left of the Archstone. And you'll just keep killing him, and eventually you'll get this gold coin. And again, you can do it in this New Game run, or you can do it in New Game Plus. It just depends what you want to do. I personally just was happy to get it over with. It was only 40 minutes. Results may vary. You also get the official clothes, which is 3 out of 4 pieces for our set. Once you kill him, let's say the gold coin doesn't drop, because there is going to be chances that it's not going to drop, especially not your first try. You'll run back through this tunnel and you'll let these miners gangbang you. Then you'll just repeat the process. You'll respawn at the Archstone, run to the left, and just rinse and repeat until you get the gold coin. Just keep killing them, and before you know it...
1 hour later.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Almighty push!
Wonderful job. You managed to sit there and grind it out, and you've gotten the gold coin. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe you're getting a New Game Plus. I don't know everything. From the Archstone, you can then make a right and go down the tunnel. Be careful of the millions of miners right there. And you want to slowly make your way down this left side. Now, once you get to this platform here, you can kind of look around and see there's another platform down below. It's a bit of a long drop, but you will not die. And then make your way towards the back against the cliff a bit, and you can jump down to the next platform. And you'll see an item under this platform, and that's where we want to go because it's going to be another ring. That should be the Plague Resistance ring, our 6th ring, and then you can go all the way down and you'll find this tunnel. Now, from this tunnel, you're going to make a left and go all the way to the back. There's going to be these gigantic worms that come out of the ground. You can just disregard them. I'm not sure why the hell I targeted them. And you just want to pick that item up there that I did not have enough weight for. So I made room really quick, so don't do what I did. And pick up the Hands of God. This is going to get a trophy in this area, so we need those weapons. Now go to the other side, opposite of where you found the Hands of God, and you'll find this boss right here. Now, if you're struggling with him, he can be a bit hard. He does hit pretty hard. You can also go for the co-op trophy right here if you're really struggling and look for a blue stone. just so you can co-op it, and then maybe it might make it a little bit easier. I was just kiting him around with magic. It works pretty good. I show you a way to cheese him on New Game Plus, so I'll show the timestamp for you right there, and you can have a look at it, just in case you need, you know, a cheese method as well. Because you can basically get him stuck on the stairs, and then he resets. It doesn't really help you until you have the poison ability though, so it's only really something you can do effectively in New Game Plus. So just try to dodge him as much as you can, and eventually you'll kill him. But again, do co-op if it's easier, and that's going to get you another trophy. He's definitely one of the harder bosses, so again, just use co-op if you absolutely must. There's usually a lot of people looking for help there, so it's a pretty popular spot. After that, we can interact with the Archstone, and we're going to go back to 2-1, which opened this shortcut here. If you make your way all the way down, and you speak with him and then walk away, you can speak with him again, and he's going to talk about the Searing Demon Soul that you just got from the Flamelurker. And this is going to unlock another trophy. Now, you can get this trophy at any point once you grab the Searing Demon Soul, so you don't have to go, you know, here directly right away. But, I mean, it's another trophy, so nice. Now, once you've done that, make your way to the 2-3 level, which is right after the Flamelurker. The next boss isn't really hard or anything, but what I want you to do as well, just in case you miss this trophy, I'm going to show you how to back up your save. So you can hit save and exit, and then you can go to the settings icon in the top right on your PlayStation 5 menu. And as you can see, we're going to need PS Plus to use their cloud storage. I'm hoping they eventually don't require PS Plus, but I guess everyone kind of has PS Plus at this point. But hopefully in the future, you know, it doesn't require that. We're going to be using Save Scum quite a bit throughout the guide. You don't have to do it this way. You can always get the trophy in New Game Plus if you do mess up, but I'm going to show you how to do it regardless. So again, you go to the settings icon, and then you go to Save Data and Game App Settings. And from here, I want you to turn off the auto sync option, because you don't really want your save to auto sync, because it could mess up the scumming that we do at the end, and then that means more playthroughs, which we don't want. So then you can go to the console storage and hit upload to the cloud, and then select Demon Souls and go ahead and confirm it. After that's been done, you can just load the game right back up, and we can go for the trophy. But again, I do want you to see that you can download it from the cloud and then to the console storage, or vice versa. Just kind of giving you an idea of how it works. It's not too confusing, but you can mess it up, so be very careful. Turn off the sync auto though, for sure. Please do that, otherwise you might cause yourself multiple playthroughs. Once you load back in the game, you should be right before that boss. There's no enemies you have to clear or anything. It goes right into another boss fight. What I recommend doing to get this trophy is you want to equip one of the Hand of Gods, which is in your right hand, and then I want you to equip the Silver Catalyst for your magic in your left hand. Now, if you're not boosting for the pure white, I want you to suicide in this area, and at the Flamelurker's boss, there's some lava there that you can stand in to kill yourself. So again, if you're not using a friend to boost that with for the invasions, then you need to suicide there. Now for this boss, his eyes turn yellow when he's looking for you, and they go red when he's found you. He can pretty much one-shot you. Well, not pretty much. He can one-shot you, so don't let him fucking see you or you're screwed. If it's easier, you can actually stand back and use magic to break the barrier and then run for it. It's a little bit of a safer method. It does take a couple casts to actually break it. As you can see, it still hasn't broken completely because there's a few kind of steps you have to do before it breaks entirely. And you can always run forward and do a quick little jab and try to get to safety. And again, his eyes are yellow when he's looking for you, so you can use that to your advantage if you look at him and actually see that he doesn't spot you. Interact with the ballista though, and that's going to cause some damage to him, quite a bit of damage. And then we're going to have to work our way to the left side of the screen to get another ballista. And again, you can safely cast and destroy the rubble from here. And if you ever run out of mana again, the blacksmith back at the Nexus does sell items that restore mana. Be careful on the stairs right here. He can breathe fire and he can kill you. But once you get up here, you're going to interact with the ballista, and it's pretty much going to pin him useless. You've got the trophy from here on out. But before you go down to him, if you make your way down this path, you're going to get another ring. This is called the Master's Ring. That's already our 7th ring, so you're smashing through it quick, guys. This is our final area too for this world 2, which is great. And he's dead. Once you get him to this point, if you die, it's 100% your fault. There's just no way around it. He's literally sitting there saying, hey, come and beat me. So a lot of people think you need to have both of them equipped for the Legend of the Fish trophy. But if you actually just have it in your right hand, I didn't even hit him with it. I'm only using magic. I haven't hit him with the melee weapon at all. And you can still get the trophy. Now, I haven't really heard anything about it being dodgy or anything like that. I've had it work for me every time so far. So it's good to back up your save, because if you did want to knock it out right away, at least you can just back up your save, reload it, and then do it again. So that's all it really takes. But if you did it how I said, and you had the Hands of God in your right hand, you should get the Fists of Legend trophy, and you also get the trophy for slaying the Dragon God. After that, you can switch it back to having a shield and a catalyst or whatever might be better for you. After that, we'll make our trip back to the Nexus. You can do your leveling up and things of that nature, and then afterwards, I want you to do a suicide in level 2-3. And again, that's only if you are not boosting. So you don't have to do it. I recommend staying in soul form anyways, because then you don't have to worry about being invaded. So it's still good to do. But it's definitely a requirement if you are going for the Black Phantom boost instead of boosting with a real player. But 100% again, sorry to emphasize it, but I recommend that you do it with a real player. It's going to save you hundreds of hours, literally. So once you go to 1-3 and you make your way all the way through the level, it's a pretty linear level, so I won't show you all of it. You'll come up to this fat official that's surrounded by a bunch of archers with crossbows. Go ahead and take him out. And as you can see, I almost died there, so be really careful. But once you've taken him out, he's going to give you iron keys. Now, once you've looted the iron keys, I want you to progress through the level until you get to this staircase where there's another fat official. There's a lever down there with a gate, and it's actually going to open a shortcut to the courtyard, which makes your life easier running back to the boss if you do die on the boss. After you kill him, that's also going to be our 4th piece. Full set for the official's gear. We have the official's cap as our last piece, which is perfect because we are going for another trophy right now. So go ahead and make sure you interact with this lever, and that'll open the shortcut for you. Now we're going to be doing a bit of backtracking. We're going to go to the Tower Knight spawn point, which is technically 1-2. Again, all the locations are on the top right if you get lost, or maybe you don't remember the area. And you want to make your way just right here to this door. And all the way down is going to be another fat official that you have to take out. I'm sure you're sick of killing these fucking guys, but that's part of Demon Souls. You can keep walking backwards and just keep blasting him. He's going to die pretty easily. And then once you loot him, you'll get the bloody iron key. And before you leave this area, once you've gotten the key, there's a specific cell I want you to open. It's in this corner over here. You can kind of see him right here. He's sort of sitting down. And if you go in here and talk to him, it's going to get us another trophy later on. So you definitely want to have him. And it also makes the next boss, honestly, just a lot easier, because he takes all of the aggro and you just beat on the boss. Once you've freed Bior, which is that guy in the cell, go back to the Tower Knight Archstone and continue straight ahead. Now you're back in that courtyard, sort of where you open that shortcut. And you want to actually equip all of your official's gear. So put the entire set on. And remember, there's some dogs right here, so you want to take them out so you don't get attacked. And then if you go straight ahead, there's this little alleyway. And when you go to this alleyway, there's a gate that's only openable with the bloody iron key. From there, you can make a left. Make another left. Keep going all the way down. And then we're going to make a right. You'll then make another right. Then a left. It's a pretty linear path, but you'll find another gate. And you'll be going over this bridge with the waterfall in the background, things like that. Again, please don't forget to put on your official's gear, otherwise you'll be attacked right away. Because basically we're going to a hideout, and the official lets you up when you are in full official's gear, despite you looking nothing like an official. But alright, that's fine. So he'll drop this stairway down for you. And then what I did was I just went right up behind him and started blasting him in his ass.
Gay! He's gay!
And then after you kill him, you want to take off all of your gear. So make sure you take off all of the official's gear, otherwise Yuria, which is the witch there on the floor, she's not going to talk to you. But after you kill him, you actually get the witch in the tower trophy, which is for freeing Yuria. So again, you have to take off all your gear or switch back to clothes. I mean, you don't have to go naked. I don't know why I went fully naked. Maybe I was trying to get some lesbian action. I don't even know. All I know is you can't have the official's gear. And once you do that, awesome, she'll say, you go on, just exhaust the dialogue, make sure that you did talk to her. And then before you leave the area, if you go back down the steps, there's actually 2 items right here. You may have looted them before you went up the stairs, which is fine. But make sure you do loot them regardless, because it's going to be ring number 8 and ring number 9. After that, we're going to make our way back to the Tower Knight Archstone. You can kill the dogs right here. Go up the stairs and use the shortcut that you opened earlier, because we're going to go towards the boss now. Now there's quite a bit of enemies on the way to the boss area or through the fog wall, and it's easier to just kill them by backing up and constantly casting your magic. It makes things a lot easier and you don't have to worry about being swarmed. Now the last 3, the 3 knights with the sort of red eyes, you can definitely kill them if you want. They can be a bit tricky, and they can do a lot of damage because they all just rush you. If you're quick enough, you can run past them and make it into the fog wall. It depends on if you want to kill them or not. As you can see, they almost trapped me right there, and that's normally how they get you, but somehow I managed to escape. And then you just want to run up the stairs, and you quickly go through the fog wall because they are going to chase your ass down. If you can, I definitely recommend killing them. Saves you a bit of trouble. You have more time to set up out here. But if you're quick, you can just quickly eat. Fill up your mana if you need to. And then start the fight. Now, since you saved Bior, you may notice that he's in the background there. This is going to cause the boss to alternate between you because of aggro. And when he's on him, you can literally just start slamming on him with magic. You still need to be careful because he can swap to you and he can do some serious damage, especially with his sort of lunge attack. So try and dodge, get some distance. Maybe don't hit the statue like me multiple times because that's not going to do damage to the boss. I'm just super trash. Keep spamming your magic on him. Bior is going to take a lot of the aggro. Bior shouldn't die either. He just doesn't do enough damage to him by the time you kill him. So you should be perfectly fine, and once you kill him, you get the Brother in Arms trophy, but you also get the trophy for defeating the Penetrator, which was my college nickname, actually.
One more demon.
After that, you can talk to Bior over here and just exhaust his dialogue. And we actually see him later, but we don't really need him anymore. We got our trophy, so fuck that guy, am I right? Alright, after that we can go to the Nexus. And this is where we get even more OP. You're thinking, wow, magic makes this game easy. You don't know the half of it. So we're going to go over to Yuria, which is the witch we just rescued. She's over here in this corner. And we are going to buy an amazing ability. That ability is called Firestorm. And as you can see, it generates a huge storm of fire that deals big dick damage. Make sure you buy that. Because holy shit, you are going to kill some bosses. And I'm not gonna spoil anything yet, but you'll be killing some bosses. I'll just leave it at that. So basically, you just want to attune your magic. If you're using anything else that is allowing you to, well, not allowing you to get Firestorm, then go ahead and disable it. You should really only have Soul Arrow and Firestorm, and then eventually we replace Soul Arrow with a better version of it. After that, you can do your typical thing. Go ahead and level, you know, do what you need to. Use your souls, not your boss souls. Remember, do not touch your boss souls at any given time. And then we want to suicide in World 2-3. And again, this is if you are not boosting. I'm going to have to say it every time, unfortunately, because I know there will be some people like, oh, you didn't tell me this. And I'll be like, look, listen, I'm not the smartest guy, but I did fucking tell you that. After that, we can start 3-1. So we're already on a new area. This area can be confusing. I remember when I first played this back on PS3, I remember being a bit confused. So if you get a little bit lost, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to guide you through it, but if you need a walkthrough, definitely just look up 3-1 and you can easily be guided around. You can also use these plaques on the wall to see what floor you're on if you need to. But right now, we've just basically left from the first archstone. I'm just sort of showing you around in the area. There's a key here, and this key we want to grab and then make our way back towards the archstone. So the archstone is to my right, and you'll actually find this door. Now, you'll open this door, and there'll be a staircase. Fog wall first, of course, and then a staircase. So make your way up the stairs. And again, I'm just showing you a brief kind of run through it all so you're not completely lost. There'll be some weak enemies throughout here like that guy, and you can just take him out. Eventually, you'll come across a cell that has a hole in the wall, and it crosses over into a new path. There's going to be a key to your right when you exit out of that cell. So just keep progressing through the level. You'll find this spot. It is still pretty linear, but again, it's easy to get lost. That's all. Now you'll see these little Cthulhu-looking dudes, like the guy that's on the floor. You want to stay close to them because they can deal a lot of damage if you're too far. They'll use a Soul Ray attack, and it'll hit a lot. That's the door that we just went out of, as you can see. I did a quick little spin of there for you so you could see it. And now you can see we're on the 4th floor. But back to those enemies, just be close to them. Dodge their green attack because they can stun you and then they start sucking your face. And I mean, it sounds really pleasant, but it's not, trust me. Now you eventually come to a cell that has 4 Iron Maidens in it, which are basically death traps. Now basically there is 3 Iron Maidens in the middle, and then there's one off to the side. Don't open the one off to the side, it's actually a trap. And then you'll find one of the best rings, honestly, for our build, which is the Ring of Magical Sharpness. It's going to allow you to do even more magic damage. So it's very good when you need it. It makes you take a bit more magic damage, so you only want to really use it when necessary. Again, here's one of these Cthulhu dudes. As you can see, if you're too far away, he'll use a blue spell, and it does a lot of damage. Otherwise, it's a green spell, and it'll stun you in place. Dodge the green spell, and then you can just spam him with spells, and he's pretty much dead after that. There's not much he can do. So we're still making our way through the level. We're taking pretty much the linear routes because there's not many places you can go. There's a lot of cells you can search, and by all means you can search them. There's just random items throughout them, so you can definitely get them. But once you get here, you're going to make your way down the staircase. And then you'll see this spot here where it kind of cuts through, but there's a little staircase in the middle of it, and you want to go down that, and then you want to grab that key that's on the wall there. So there's another key right there. That opens another path, just to kind of give you an idea. And we'll make our way all the way down. As you can see, that door's locked, so you know you're kind of in the right area. And make your way down, and come over here. You'll find another Cthulhu guy, but we're going to keep going down. Just to kind of give you some reference points, because it's obviously a big area and I want to make sure you guys aren't completely lost. You'll eventually come down here and you'll see a giant, he looks like the Rat King from like The Last of Us 2 sort of. But yeah, just completely run past him. You do not need to kill him. Dodge his attack if you need to. You'll eventually come to this bridge. It's got a giant, and I mean giant, ballista trap on it. And there's actually a missable trophy here, because if you go past it and you got hit, then you're not eligible for the trophy anymore. But you can loot a key right here as well if you're quick enough, or you can grab it after you turn off the device. You can back up your save if you really want, but you shouldn't miss it. If you get hit by anything, just let it kill you. Jesus fucking Christ, what was that? Yeah, that's mild though. So basically I was just going to say watch your weight because you'll start fat rolling. So just make sure you're not too heavy.
Boom, bam, bop, bam, bada bop, boom, pow.
And there it is, guys. You'll get the time for rolling trophy. If you do get hit or anything like that, just go ahead and kill yourself. Like, just let the bolts kill you. It's not a big deal. And then you can try again. Or you can do it in New Game Plus. It just depends on how you want to go about it. All I can really say is you can hug the left wall right there, and you can pretty much be safe once you get towards the end. After you disable it, though, you just want to loot the items on the bridge. That's going to be another ring for you as well, which is great. And then after that, from the ballista or the device there, you can make your way up the stairs, and you're going to find a black phantom. Now, this phantom only phases in when you're like within a certain range. It's kind of annoying. But you want to basically just dodge the crossbow bolts while you're casting. She pretty much uses that almost immediately after you use a spell. So just dodge, cast, and eventually she'll die. Now you're going to get a black eye stone, which is great because we can use that to invade, but that'll be much later in the guide. But at least now you have it. After that, make your way back towards the ballista. And when you're facing the ballista this way, it's going to be the entrance on your left side. So go into the tower to the left and make your way all the way up. And then all the way to the back. It's just a nice linear path. There's actually going to be an enemy at the very end of here. You just want to cast a spell on him, and that should kill him in one hit. But more importantly, we want to grab the item that's on the wall behind him. Now this item's going to get us another trophy, and it also gives us a chance to buy more spells. So it's going to be another NPC that we can get to the Nexus. Now if you go back to this area where you remember squeezing through the stairways, and if you go up one staircase from where that key was, you'll know you're in the right area when you can see this hole, and then there's the railing right there. But you'll find this cell here, and you'll find the NPC Sage Freke, who's actually held in this cell. And once you speak with him, he's going to make his way back to the Nexus now that you freed him. And you'll also get a trophy. A dash of sage. Now you make your way back to where you fought the phantom so you can fight the boss. You can upload your save on the cloud if you want, because we're going to get another missable trophy. Now this one is for killing this boss without attacking any of her fakes. Now as you can see, you can start casting on her right off the bat. You can run up there and use Firestorm. It might hit her, but I usually just ended up missing, so it wasn't really worth it for me. Now you'll notice when I'm targeting her, she doesn't have a health bar over her head. That's how you know she's the real one. So use the pillars to hide from all of them, because they'll start casting some soul arrows at you and it hits like a fucking truck. But as you can see, I'm just trying to target them, and I'm looking for the one who doesn't have a health bar over their head. That means that their health bar is just on the bottom right there, because she's the boss and it's not one of her clones. If it's one of her clones, as you can see there, you're going to see they have a health bar. Now you really want to avoid the green traps, because it can get you killed really fast. It makes you a very vulnerable target, and they will all just cast a barrage of soul arrows at you. Try and use the pillars to your advantage, line of sighting her clones if you can, and then going through and finding the real one again, and just again hiding behind the pillars, taking your time. There's no real rush, and the enemies all around her actually don't really mess with you. You can take them out if you want, but you mainly just want to focus on her. Use some of the items to get your mana back if needed. As you can see, I'm just pelting away at her. I'm getting really lucky with her spawns. And I found those were all fake. And then I finally found the real one, sort of in the middle. And I'm just trying to use that pillar to make sure I'm not getting attacked. Now, if you did that without attacking any of the clones, then you'll get the Not Fooled trophy as well, which is great. And then if you walk towards the altar there, you'll be taken to the next area. Make your way up towards the top, and you can grab the Archstone. You can get invaded right here. It's happened a fair bit to me, so make sure you go to the Nexus as soon as you can. Alright, now that we're in the Nexus, what you want to do is you want to go to Sage Freke. He's in this corner over here. And we're going to buy a new spell, and this spell is really, really great for damage. You're going to buy the Soul Ray. It's basically an upgraded version of the Soul Arrow. It does take more mana, however, it's worth it because it does some great damage. It can also go through enemies and hit enemies behind another enemy, so it can pierce multiple targets, which is great. You can switch it out with Soul Arrow and Soul Ray once you have enough attunement slots. Now again, if you're not boosting, you can go to World 2-3. So go to the second Archstone and then Suicide here. This is so you can turn this world pure black, so you can kill the black phantoms since you're not boosting with someone online. If you're boosting though, fuck that shit. Go to 3-2 and we can proceed with the guide. Now this area is not too bad, to be completely honest. It's very linear, but once you get to this part here, there's a heart in the middle, and you can make your way all the way up the stairs, and then to your left is a path. There's going to be these gargoyles that sort of come out and start attacking you. You can usually kill them with 2 soul rays, especially if you're using that one ring, which does a lot more damage. And I'm just speeding it up just so you know where to go, but I'm not wasting your time. You can slow down the video using the YouTube option as well, and then that's a little bit easier for you. Now what I do here is I jump on the lift and I tend to block and face that way just in case that guy attacks me, because he can knock you off the ledge. Once you get up here, you're going to find these fanatics, and you definitely don't want to kill them the slowest fuck way as I was just doing right now. You just want to, you can, backstab, do a visceral, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, just take them out. They don't fight you back. They're useless. They're pretty much me in NPC form. Go ahead and kill them. Once they've been killed, it's going to do a little short cinematic which shows a chain breaking, and we want to break 2 of those chains so we can get that heart to fall down and then progress towards the boss. Alright, so after the cinematic, if you come over this hill right here, the stairway, you're going to see some cages that you can actually use to ride down. And there's actually an NPC to the right down those flight of stairs. We're not going to kill him this playthrough, you can actually just ignore him. But the second playthrough, we will kill him. So there you go, you can see him down there. You can just ignore him for now and take one of the cages right here. So either the left or right cage, it doesn't matter, but we're going to take it and go down. This is going to take us down to the Blood Swamp. And there's a lot of these little enemies here. They don't really do much damage, and you can take them out pretty easy with magic. Or even melee, honestly. They die fairly quick. Okay, so I'm just kind of clearing the area, taking them out. They're mainly the main enemies in that area. So from this cage here, if you follow me directly the way I'm going, you'll see an item off in the distance. And it's actually a Fragrant ring. Now, ideally, you should already have this if you were following the guide, because you chose the royalty class. So there it is, in case you didn't. Watch out for these red Cthulhu guys. They hit like a truck. Again, you want to close distance on them so they don't use the soul arrow spell, because they're going to do a lot of damage on you. After that, you'll make your way up onto this platform. There's going to be a lot of these enemies. You just kind of want to lure them out so you're not getting jumped by all of them. There's one hidden behind here who is not triggering for some reason. So I just finally went over there and beat his ass. Then you go down this path. There's going to be a gargoyle that comes alive. You just want to be careful because another gargoyle came out of nowhere, and they can sort of, you know, if you're not paying attention, to catch you off guard and get you knocked off the ledge. And then you have to do all of that over, which is going all the way down to the swamp and all of that. And yeah, it's just, you can't be bothered doing that, believe me. Once you make it to this tower, there's going to be another lift similar to the one at the first tower. And you guessed it, at the very top there's going to be more fanatics, and we're going to get another chain broken. So again, I'm blocking when I get up here because there's another gargoyle. There's actually 2 of them there, and they can swoop in on you pretty quick. So we're going to take out the fanatics. And that's going to do this short cinematic. The chain breaks. This time the heart's going to completely fall. Now from here, you can find this little bridge. And if you want, you can go up those stairs where the archstone is, and you can start leveling and, you know, using your souls in case you die. But if you don't want to do all that, then you can go to the left. So basically from here, you go left if you just want to continue. You go right if you just want to level. So up those stairs is where the archstone is, but we're going to go the opposite way, which is going to lead you to this little guy. Again, you just clear the path. And you're sort of going back into that room where you went up the stairs and originally found the path to the first tower. Except for instead of going upstairs and going to that path, we're going to go downstairs now, because now that the heart has fallen, it's opened a new path. So you can see to the left it leads you up, which is where we went previously. But now we want to go downstairs and then in a doorway. And in that doorway you'll find all these items in here. And you want to definitely grab the gold mask. And you also want to get your other ring, which is a ring of Avarice. After grabbing those items, you can make your way up this long tower. Dodge this guy's attack if he does attack you. The last thing you want to do is die. But once you make it all the way to the top, you're going to be at the boss. And yeah, now you get to see how OP this ability really is. So make sure you drink any of the spices you have to get full mana. And whenever you're ready, we can start the boss fight. You want to have Firestorm ready because we are going to shit on this boss. You can dodge an attack or two until he's kind of vulnerable. Cast Firestorm and he just gets deleted. Absolutely just destroyed. We melted his face. And then the second one is going to spawn. And you can drink more spice or anything if you need to. Try and cast Firestorm. That was a bit of a shit one, unfortunately, so I didn't do much damage. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and dodge some attacks. Keyword try. And then I'm going to drink a few spices, get my mana back up, and then wait for the opportune moment to just burn his ass. Again, wasn't really the best one. It didn't one-shot him again. So what I end up doing is just drinking a bit more, and then I finish him off. That's going to give us the Man-Eater trophy for killing that boss. And here is the next Archstone. After that, you can go back to the Nexus, do your typical, leveling, whatever you need to do, use all your souls that you can. You can repair your armor and things like that if you need to, and use some of the other souls to get some more levels. Again, don't touch your boss souls, but all of the other souls are perfectly fine. Gets you a nice chunk of levels. And then, of course, if you're not boosting with PvP yet again, you can come here and suicide to start turning this world to pure black. Again, this step can be completely ignored if you're boosting it with a friend or with another person, because you don't need to do all of that. You don't need to keep suiciding, at least not in a specific world. You can kill yourself anywhere and make sure you're in soul form, which is easier. So now what we're going to do is I recommend turning off your network. This boss, the way he works is he's basically a real player. If you're not really good at PvP, then I recommend turning it off, so then you get the NPC version. Now obviously the NPC version is a lot easier because he's more predictable, but if you feel like you can do fine against a PvP target, then definitely do it. It's a lot of fun. It's a cool mechanic that a real player is the boss fight. This staircase is kind of AIDS to clear because of these damn bastards. But if you use Firestorm on him and then just use some mana regen items before you go into the boss fight, it's probably the easier way. Saves you a lot of trouble. They die in one hit from Firestorm. Now for the old monk itself, this is just the NPC version. When you get close, he does some strikes and you can just roll away. You can use melee if you want. I mainly used magic. I sort of just walked away, and then when he went to strike, I would use mana regen items, and then I just keep using Firestorm. It made it a lot easier. It depends on whatever you find easier, but just giving you some alternative options. Pretty much Firestorm is it's an OP ability, okay? There's no other way to put it. After you've killed them, you can use the Archstone to return to the Nexus. Another ability we want to learn is Soul Thirst. And you learn that from Yuria again, which is in the corner over here, the witch. And Soul Thirst is great when you're farming souls, because you can use it. It does cost a lot of mana, but if you're farming next to an Archstone anyways, it doesn't really matter. But basically, it increases the amount of souls that enemies yield when you kill them. So it's very great when farming souls. So definitely if you're farming any souls to level up, I recommend using it. It takes like maybe 2 seconds to cast, and it's definitely worth it. Now go ahead and repair your equipment, buy any mana regen items that you may need from the blacksmith, and level up, of course. And then again, if you are not boosting with a friend, kill yourself in World 2-3, standing in the lava, and eventually you'll die. After that, we can finally go back to where we do need to go, which is in 3-2. The reason we're going to 3-2 is because this should be a pure white world now. And what I mean by that is you can see it's sparkly, it's glowing white. That means that this world is in a pure white status. It's the world itself. And if you go back to the very first tower, which you should know where it's at, if you get stuck at all, just rewind the guide. You can kind of see where to go. It's a very linear path. But go back to the very first tower, and up top, you're going to find a key. Now this key is actually back in the Prison of Hope. So what we'll do is from the Archstone at the prison, you're going to make a right. And I'm going to guide you all the way through this because I want to make sure that you don't get lost. We'll go up the staircase. And we'll make our way all the way to the back. I've cleared all the enemies here, so you'll see a couple of the Cthulhu dudes. You can just kill them. You'll make your way out this little balcony. There'll be 2 Cthulhus, one back there and one right here. Go on the left side and keep running all the way towards the back. And there should be a gate here with a staircase. Make sure you go down there. And then there's going to be another staircase. Make sure you go down that. Run across from here. That's where you grab the key from that one time. And you'll keep running all the way down the stairs. And then you can go right. And you can see another staircase. But you don't want to go down that one. It's just another reference point. Go to the left from that staircase. And if you run all the way to the very back, you're going to see a dude that is shiny blue. Now this NPC you're going to want to talk to. Now that you have that key, open the door, chat with him, and this is Lord Rydell, so he's going to give you the Dull Rat's ring, and that'll be another ring for you. Alright, amazing. That's another ring down. So once you've done that, you can go back to the Archstone, you can teleport there or whatever you need to do, run back, and then we can go to our next zone, which is 4-1. Alright, so this is 4-1. You're going to go up and straight. It's a linear path again until you get to this fog wall. Once you hit this fog wall, if you make your way to the right, you're going to loot an item called the Talisman of God. We're going to need that for a bit later, so just make sure you have it, and then you can go through the fog wall. You'll know you're in the right area because you'll see that demon in the background, the very big one. You can actually cast spells on him from afar, and he doesn't even aggro to you, so if you want to kill him, go for it. He can't really do shit to you. Now, I want to show you where a good sword is. You can get this sword pretty much right at the beginning when you unlock access to all the Archstones. You'll find a black skeleton here. You can just take him out with magic. If you're not trash like me and miss, you can take him out with magic. And basically the melee weapon that's behind him, it's already upgraded to +1, but it's a very fast weapon and it also does really good damage. So I'm just looting everything in the area, and right here is actually where you get the weapon. Now this weapon, again, great melee weapon, and I definitely recommend it. And if you checked out the timestamp in the beginning and you grabbed it for your playthrough, it's going to be very, very useful for you. Now there's a few traps here. You can see the little push button right there. It's going to shoot some bolts. Just watch out whenever you go down a corridor in this area because they're usually trapped. And last thing you want to do is die to a trap. When you're running alongside these mountains as well, as you're progressing through the level, you want to avoid the projectiles that the enemies shoot at you, the flying enemies. They're like manta ray things. Don't know what you want to call them. But avoid them, definitely. They can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but they're pretty easy to dodge as long as you keep moving. After running along that cliffside for a while, you'll come to this little room here, and you can go through a few doorways, and then you'll run against a cliffside again. And these ledges here, you can actually run towards them to climb up. And around the corner to our right is going to be another ring. Now if you backtrack just a bit to that one room where we were going through the doors. So we'll make our way back. Go up the staircase. Hang around the left, cross over the wooden beam, and you can find yourself another ring. There's 2 rings that you can grab right there, which is honestly just pushing us through the amount of rings. We'll be done in no time. Just hang with me. We're getting through the guide. We're about halfway there. Once you're ready and you made it towards the end, you'll make it to the Adjudicator. Now there's a trophy we're going to go for him. You don't want to really go down there with him or start attacking his wound. There's a wound on his stomach area. You don't want to actually do the boss the correct way. We're going to do it the easy way because why not? So you want to watch out for his tongue. He's got big reach on it. Yeah, you don't want to get hit by that tongue. It sounds good, but it's not, trust me. What you do is from the fog door right here, once he gets a bit closer, you should be able to target the bird on his head. And as you can see, it does a lot of damage. So what you do is you sort of attack, and then he's going to stretch his tongue up and try and smack you with it. You just dodge it, cast another spell. You can get greedy like I just did and cast another spell. But ultimately, you just kind of want to cast a spell and back up, because if you get greedy, you get bitch smacked like I just did. Keep casting on him. I got greedy again. Obviously don't learn my lesson. And this is going to get us another trophy. So you want to do it this way to get the trophy, because you basically want to down him without him ever falling. Because the way the boss actually works is you damage his stomach until he falls over, and then you do damage on his head. Sort of like Tower Knight in a sense. But if you do it this method, you'll get the Adjudicator's trophy, but you should also get the One Shall Stand trophy. So just go ahead and use magic to cheese that by backing up to the fog wall, and then moving forward, casting a spell, and then going back. That's really all it takes, guys. It's a very easy boss fight. You'll definitely smash it out. Alright, so after you've killed him, you want to go to 3-2. And the reason we're going to 3-2 is because we kind of slowly want to get this world black. And this is, again, if you're not boosting. I just have to clarify that because I know the world tendencies can be confusing. But yeah, as you can see, our world tendency is bright white on the 3rd archstone for the queen. And you want to die in this world now because it's going to slowly turn it black. Whenever you kill a boss, it turns you into human form, and then when you die in an area, it pretty much turns it towards black, which is what you need if you're not doing the boost. After that, you can go to the Nexus, use your souls, repair, buy any items you may need, and then we can go to the next area, which is going to be 4-2. Again, if you have any problems with the world tendency thing, you can leave a comment below. I'm happy to help you with it. I know it's a bit confusing, but just do it how I say in the guide, and you don't even really need to understand it, because screw all that shit. Okay, so now begins another little grind, nothing too excessive, but you can use things like the Ring of Magical Sharpness to do more damage, so you can kill this ad or this enemy over and over easily. And you also want to use the Providential Ring. You want to use the ring because it's going to increase your chance of getting the loot that you want. And if you really want, you can also use Soul Thirst. The reason I used Soul Thirst here was because I figured I'd be killing them for a while, and it's extra souls, and honestly you can make the game even easier if you out level. But as you can see, I can kill them in 2 hits with Soul Ray, and with using that ring it does that much damage. And you just want to kill them until you get an item called Pure Blade Stone. And then you just jump down, you activate the Archstone again to refresh the area and get another one to spawn. And then you can use Soul Thirst again if you want. You don't have to do it that way. I just did it for extra souls. And then you can go ahead and keep killing them. And again, if you run out of space or you need to send things to storage, you can just do that from the options menu. This was a pretty short grind for me, thankfully. Hopefully you're as lucky as I was. As you can see, we've got the Pure Blade Stone after a kill count of 43. And it got me quite a bit of levels as well. So definitely take advantage of that. You're grinding for an item anyways. You may as well get some levels out of it. Once you've done that, we can proceed through the level. You'll come through this area where there's 2 paths. And I find it much easier to... You can see I'm on the right side. It's much easier to just drop down onto this Grim Reaper and then use the Firestorm ability. If you're quick, you'll one-shot him. It'll kill everything in the area because once he dies, all of the other things die. And then there's a button behind the altar, and we just want to step on that to activate it. After you've activated that, it's going to open that door down below. There's a few items in the area, and if you're trash like me and you died, make sure you pick up your souls. Now before we go out to the main area, as you can see, I made the wrong turn here, but basically you want to go into this room over here, and there should be Patches. But if you're like me and you're like, where the fuck is Patches? He's not here. Well, then what you need to do is you need to go back to World 2-2. So as you can see, it's in the top right. And sort of where you killed that fat official for the gold coin. Well, not sort of. It actually is there. That's where you'll find a lift. Now, I'm going to show you how to do this because Patches wasn't there for me. And yeah, I definitely needed Patches to be there. Once you get to the bottom, you'll find this tunnel over here. And you want to be careful in here because there's a exploding orb. So you have to kind of turn this corner really fast. But you'll come to a fork in the road and you'll make a right. You can see I died here because that's where my souls are. And there's a bomb right around this corner. So you run past it. Otherwise it's going to explode and you're going to die. But you'll keep going ahead. There's a miner, so just take him out. And we're basically going to get Patches to show up in that area where he wasn't. And the reason why he wasn't there is because we need to do basically his quest line in order to progress him forward. So you'll come to this fog wall, and when you're ready, just go through. As you can see, there's a giant, I don't know what the hell that's called, but there's that thing up there, and there's Patches. And he's going to tell you, hey, there's an item under there. Why didn't you get it? And you're going to be like, wow, it's amazing. Thanks for telling me that. But if you go under there, that thing is going to pounce on your ass. And he'll probably kill you. So you just want to start casting with your magic. It'll take take quite a few casts. But you'll be able to kill him. And then, yeah, sure enough, you don't die. Unless you're trash like me. And yeah, they explode, and I didn't realize that. So I ran in there and I died. Don't run in there. Once he dies, let him explode and then run in there, and you can loot the items in the area. Then exhaust the dialogue with Patches. You can talk to Patches within the Nexus after that as well. And then you can make your way back to 4-2. You'll come to this room, and you'll see this cheeky bastard who's going to kick your ass right into a hole. So again, you'll go from 2-2, then to the Nexus after you've done his little quest line. And then he'll be here, and you can kind of inch towards there, and he's going to do a cinematic where he Spartan kicks you into the hole. If you haven't realized it by now, Patches is a bit of a cunt, but that's just the way it is. Okay? We just got to deal with it. It's going to be worth it in a second, so it's alright. We're going to get another trophy. Go ahead and have a chat with Mr. Umbasa. You're going to have to kill the Dark Phantom first, or the Black Phantom. Their AI is a little bit smarter, so if you cast spells, they may dodge quite a bit. But if you just keep backing up and casting on them, you'll kill them pretty easily. After that, you can talk to him again. He's going to say, awesome, you killed the Phantom. You're pretty much a god. Umbasa. And yeah, after that, you can start making your way towards the exit. You can loot the area as well. But once you open this door, you're going to get the Umbasa trophy, which is for saving Urbain. Urbain? Something like that. I'm not going to even bother pronouncing that correctly, so Google that if you want. After that, you'll make your way back up to the top and hit the switch. It's going to open the door, and that cheeky bastard will be right there waiting for you. But it was all worth it, because he's going to give you a ring, and that's towards a trophy, and that's what we want. Fuck me, though. I wish you could push him into that hole, because he's a little shit. Alright guys, so after that you can continue to the next area. Again, you can just drop down right there and then make your way across the ledge over here. There's a lot of the mana rays flying around, and they throw those annoying ass projectiles, so just try to avoid them. These guys here, you can back up and keep using Soul Ray, and it'll hit both of them if they're lined up correctly. Right here, these guys do a laser beam type attack. I find it easier to just use Firestorm. Or dodge that one, for example. Because that laser beam attack can take quite a lot of health. And they tend to block the path that they're on. You can also use melee up close like that and keep backing up when they go to swing. There he goes with the beam attack again. You just have to be careful with this one over here, is because there's a Reaper nearby who's summoning these. And even if you kill them, he's just going to keep summoning. So I tried to kill them pretty fast. And then I tried to just run past the Reaper right there and then just kind of zigzag so his spells don't hit you. If he hits you, he's probably going to one-shot you. After that, you'll come to this cavern here with these slugs. And if you see the altar there, just like a reference point, you can drop down here. And under this little stone, you'll find a group of just slugs. Go ahead and quickly kill them. You can use magic or melee. I find magic a bit easier until you clear out the area. Otherwise, they're going to all jump on you at once. And once you kill them all, there's going to be another ring for you. And also that.
This is cum!
Not sure why they called it that. Who knows? But we got the ring. So from there, we can go forward through the cavern. And we are going to be in our next boss area. Now this boss is pretty easy, but he can hit you really hard. That being said, he can't hit as hard as you, trust me. Not with Firestorm. So he's a bit slow. Just watch his attacks. You can quickly run up behind him right at the start, and you should be able to cast Firestorm. And yeah, if you did it correctly, it'll delete most of his health. And then you can cast it again, and sure enough, that'll pretty much kill him. You can switch to a melee weapon, dodge a few attacks, and then kill him. Your Firestorm may do more damage than me. It may have got more hits. It's a bit RNG, unfortunately, but pretty easy. You do a lot of damage to him. He's dead. And there you go. You get the Old Heroes trophy. And we can interact with the Archstone. Return to the Nexus. You can do your typical leveling up, repair, grab mana items, whatever you need to do. Get rid of those souls, so that way if you die, you don't have to worry about losing them. Then you're going to go back to World 3-2 and just jump off the ledge. because we're still trying to turn that world black, and that's again if you're not boosting with a friend, you're gonna have to do it that way. If you are boosting with someone, skip it. Then you can go to 4-3. Now once you're in 4-3, it's pretty much right at the boss. There's no enemies or anything you have to kill. You're already in the boss room. I'm going to speed this up because he's a fairly easy boss. Basically, you can just start making your way towards the center of the area. And you can take a lot of these out with magic if you just want to kind of clear them up, so that way you're not being attacked at by everything. And then after that, once you've cleared a path, you make it all the way over here where there's an item, and you're going to get a weapon called Storm Ruler. Now, quickly you want to equip that in your right hand, and as you can see, it does a powerful wind strike attack. Now what I want you to do is just come over here where this rubble or destroyed building is, and we're going to use this to our advantage. You can actually hide right here because he does do some projectile attack, but they won't hit you there. So once he's close enough in range, you can start targeting him as well, and then you'll know he's close enough. And you can see you do some damage to him. And it's going to use your full stamina bar no matter what stamina you're at, pretty sure anyways. And you just want to keep trying to attack as much as you can, and then he'll make a few rounds, keep killing him, use the wall to hide. A very easy boss. And another great thing about him is he's a very good area to farm souls. That way you can constantly get some levels, but you just want to wait here. He'll make a trip back around, and you want to beat on him with the Storm Ruler again, and just rinse and repeat. It's nice and easy. It's actually a really, really easy boss. It was a pretty cool boss when I first fought him, I thought, but yeah, it's kind of lost that novelty now. Now he just needs to die. That's pretty much it. Especially when that happens. He literally just needs a little tap, and this bastard ran away from me, so I was chasing his ass down, and there we go. You get the Storm King's trophy for defeating him. We'll then return to the Nexus like normal. Just going over to the Archstone there. That's going to get you the Storm Demon Soul, which is another boss soul, and then we'll teleport to the Nexus. Nexus is the same as usual. Go ahead and level, repair, mana. You know the drill by now. Don't even need to tell you guys. You got this. You're already masters of Demon Souls. You go back to 3-2. Now that you're back at 3-2, we do want you to jump off the ledge, and we're going to start turning this world pure black. As long as you've been suiciding in the world, it's going to start going towards pure black. It's really easy to do. And the reason why we want to do this is because certain items only spawn when it's pure black. And to get pure black, it's going to be completely black with red particles throughout it, just so you're aware of what it looks like. So what we do is we go to our inventory, we use the Stone of Ephemeral Eyes. It's going to restore your body, and then just jump off the ledge. If you do have souls while you're doing this, just make sure you pick them up after you die each time, or you're going to lose them. Just a small little disclaimer there, or a heads up. And then after that, when you die, you're going to go to the Ivory Tower, or 3-3. And you're just going to be alternating between the two. This is going to refresh the world tendency, so you can tell when you're actually at pure black. So as you can see, it's still the same pretty much. So we'll use another stone. That's going to restore our body. We'll kill ourselves here this time. And then when we interact with the Archstone, we'll go to 3-2, back to where we originally died. And the reason we're just alternating between the two is because it refreshes that world tendency, and then that way we know what you're actually at. So we go back to 3-2. And as you can see, it's still not pure black. But after you've done that, you'll get it to a black with red particles. And once it's black with red particles, you can make your way through here. We're going all the way to the first tower. So in case you forgot how to get there, I'll quickly show you. You go up from where the heart was, you go down this path, You can melee the gargoyles or use magic, depends on whatever you prefer. If you are using magic now, definitely use that ring that increases your magic damage. But also you should have got a monk head wrapping item for your headpiece. Definitely use that as well because it increases spell power and you do a lot more damage when you're wearing it. It comes in handy, to be honest, for the amount of damage it increases. Again, we're going up the lift, we're blocking. I'm just going to skip the gargoyle completely. And eventually you'll see the cage that we use to go down in the swamp. And the reason we're going into the swamp is because there's an item there now that we're on a pure black world tendency. So go through here. You can clear any enemies that are attacking you. And you'll make your way over here. Just follow exactly where I'm going from the cage. And you'll find another one of those giant ass balls. I don't know what you want to call them. They look like the Rat King from The Last of Us, like I said. And you can use this pillar here to kill him. And I'll speed that up for you just so you can kind of see. Whenever you see him charging a blue attack, you want to move because as you can see it does a lot of damage. If you're not careful, it can kill you pretty easily. And then you have to run all the way back. There you go. So after you've killed him, if you go around the pillar here to the back, as long as your world is pure black, you'll get another ring. Make sure it's pure black though. And again, it's black with red particles through it, so you'll know. Before you leave the swamp, come to this area here. We'll use that as a reference point. You can see the cliff side that you go up. Instead of going that way, I want you to make your way down the pier here. You'll see one of these guys. You can take him out really quick. And then go left and then right. And you'll find this staircase here. There's a demon right there on the right. They're called primeval demons. And you just want to kill him. He'll die super easily. I was a bit cautious at first because I wasn't sure if he was going to be crazy. But no, he's fucking useless. He doesn't do anything. So as you can see, I cast a spell and I completely missed because I'm trash. But bam, 85, he's dead. It's going to give you a nice item that we'll use for later. As you can see, Soul Ray is really good there because it took both of them out at the same time. But you'll get a colorless demon soul, which is great. We'll need those for later, so make sure you go there and pick that up. Alright, so after you've done that, we can head back to the Nexus. You can use the souls, repair, whatever you need to do. But once you're ready, click on the 5th Archstone because we're going to 5-1. I'm not a huge fan of these areas, to be honest. The bosses are really easy, but the areas are just kind of shit. You really need to be careful with the enemies here because they can just kind of swarm you without really noticing that there's that many. So just play it cautiously. Like that, they can charge you, and when multiple are doing that move, you're just staggered and you get killed really, really fast. I'm just going to show you how to make your way through this bit because there's also going to be another ring for us. We'll take this path on the right and go all the way to the end. And a few enemies will drop down, so make sure you just kill them. My targeting was a bit stupid there, or maybe I was a bit stupid there. But just take them out really quick. And you'll see a platform below us. You can actually drop down to that. And then if you go to the edge of this platform, you can drop down again. Just be careful because you'll find more enemies, and you don't want to fall off the ledge either. There's a few items here you can grab. Honestly, the souls are the only thing really worth it. The rest is pretty trash. And then right here, you can fall through the hole. And on this platform, if you go over where the fire is, you'll see some more enemies. You can drop down, quickly melee them. I'd say melee here is much easier, so definitely use the melee weapon. And then once you cleared them out, you'll get another ring. After that, keep making your way through the level. It's pretty linear there. And you'll come up to the next boss. Now, once you're ready, you will fight a giant boss of leeches. And I would say he's really hard, but he's just not. Get Firestorm ready. That's kind of our go-to ability. You'll slowly make your way down the platform. You may take a bit of fall damage, but just keep rolling as well, because as you can see, you can get hit with these leeches and they slow you down. But just keep rolling down. You'll eventually be low enough to where you're next to the boss. Get ready to cast a Firestorm. And as you can see, he gets absolutely deleted. His health bar just took the day off. And you've got another trophy down for killing another demon. It's funny because the guide I'm using says it can almost one-shot, but it definitely one-shot. It absolutely destroyed him. After that, make your way back to the Nexus, use all of your souls, do the typical repairing, all that good stuff. Now while you're in the Nexus as well, you also want to suicide. So climb up to the very top, drop off, kill yourself. Make sure you go back up there to pick up your souls if you had a fair bit and you don't want to lose them. And then after that, you can go to 5-2. Now 5-2 is a bit of a shitty area because it's all swamp and it poisons you, but it's actually not too bad. You can ignore most of it. It's just no one likes swamps. So what you want to do is equip the Sodden ring. This is going to basically make it a bit easier to go through the water, because you're slowed down a fair bit, but if you have that on, it makes it just a little bit easier to traverse through it. So now I'll quickly show you where to go. Go down, kill the enemies. There's going to be a lot of these jellyfish type poison things. You can actually run past them, otherwise they'll damage and poison you. You want to use your lotuses to get rid of poison if you need to, especially if you're taking a lot of damage. And you'll eventually come to this platform here. You just want to approach it slowly because you will have a lot of enemies attacking you. The big guy is very easy. You just kind of let him attack, roll away, and then that's basically it. Now off in the distance, what we're going for is a ring. And you again want to avoid the jellyfish. You can just run past them. There's going to be a few more of these little guys. You can take them out really easy with melee, so I definitely recommend using that melee weapon. And on an island over here, way to the side, you'll find another ring. Now this is guarded by a phantom. You can see the phantom walking through the swamp right there. But as you can see, I've grabbed the ring without even aggroing him. So I'm just going to avoid him entirely. And you can just walk right past him. And again, you may get poisoned and things like that, but you can live through that really easily. And then just use a lotus. After that, just progress through the level. You can kind of see where we came from. And there's a fog wall over there. You walk through there, you come around here, and then you go under this platform until you're on top of this platform. Just a quick little rundown of where you go. The level's still pretty linear, so you should be able to make it just fine. Then when you're ready, you'll be fighting the Dirty Colossus. Now he's very easy. You just want to kind of dodge him for a little bit and use this ability here called Firestorm. And normally it'll one-shot him if you're not missing like I did. But for some reason I missed a lot. I just cast it twice and it killed him. So even if you miss, if you're quick enough, just cast it again and he'll still die. I don't really think he'll survive through 2 of them. After that, go to the Archstone, grab your soul, and then head to the Nexus. We again want to use our souls up, buy any items we may need. You should have plenty of mana regen items, things like that. And then you'll climb all the way up the stairs and you'll suicide yet again. So we can go back to soul form. Make sure you grab your souls again as well. That's what I was quickly doing. And then we go to 5-3. So once you're in 5-3, it goes straight to a boss. When you're in this room, we're going to get another trophy as well. And we'll make our way to our left here once you've entered in the area. Now, this boss has a bodyguard, and the trophy you can get is for not killing him. So this is the bodyguard. What I use is Firestorm to get past him a little bit easier. As you can see, just smashed my head in. He may move, and then you can sneak past him like that. But Firestorm is really good because it also knocks him down. And then if you're quick, you can start sprinting. Pick up my souls on my way there in case you did die. Start sprinting. You'll come to a point where you can't roll or anything, or you'll get staggered. So just keep running. And then run up to the boss and use Firestorm. And by the time he can even catch up to you, she should be dead. You get the Maiden Estrella's trophy, and you also get the May You Be Unharmed, which is for not killing the bodyguard. You're also going to get a ring when you interact with the Archstone. It's going to be the Ring of Sincere Prayer. So she not only gives you a soul, but also a ring, and then you can return back to the Nexus. If you mess up that trophy, you can get it in New Game Plus, so it's not a big deal. But it's pretty hard to mess that up. I mean, unless you're really trying to kill him, to be completely honest. After you go to the Nexus, we want to go to Yuria, which is the witch in the corner. We're going to buy the spell called Relief. And wow, what a relief. You only have to listen to my voice for about another hour is probably what you're thinking right about now. And I do apologize because I've been doing a lot of commentary, so if I sound a bit run down now, then this is why. But anyways, from the Nexus, after you've done all of that, after you've repaired basically anything you need to do. Alright, so now we're going to head to 5-2, and we're going to make our way back up here, which is basically going backwards from the boss. So in a sense, we're making our way back to 5-1, but we're doing it manually from the 5-2 Archstone. The reason we're doing this is because this world is in a pure white status now. And basically there's an item here that spawned that's for a trophy. So we'll keep making our way back, killing all of the enemies in the area. Just carefully going through because you can get swarmed. But eventually you'll see this ladder here. As you can see, it was with pure white tendency. That ladder will only be there if you're pure white. You'll make your way through these obstacles over the bridge. Slowly killing everything. As you can see, I was a bit impatient there and I nearly died to this thing. So really just take your time going through with it because you can get jumped pretty easily. He got stuck on the bridge though, so GG. After that, you'll find this little area you can go up to. And there's an item off to the distance with 3 of the big dudes. And you kind of just want to get one aggroed on you so that way you can take one out at a time. If you have all 3 on you, good luck, honestly. But you should be able to do a fair bit of damage with that melee weapon. It's usually a 3 hit by the time you're about this level if you've been following the guide. Then slowly creep up, aggro the next one. And then that way you can just take one on at a time. Makes it a lot easier for you. Dodging their attacks when they swing because they're really, really slow. And then when there's the last one, you can just go in, aggro him, and you're good to go. Now once you grab this item here, you're going to get the trophy One of the Few. So that's easy to get. It's just a matter of getting a pure white world so that way that ladder is spawned there for you. Alright, after that we're going to make our way to 4-1. So when this world is pure white, there's actually an NPC that spawns at the front right here. You can already see him on the right side of the gate. We have a side quest with him basically that we need to do. And just quickly dispatch that enemy that comes out. And then have a quick chat with Satsuki. He's going to give you a quest to find a sword. Now, if we go back to the Archstone after you've exhausted all of his dialogue to make sure you're on the quest. And we go back to the Archstone and we are going back to the dungeon where Patches actually kicked you down that hole, if you remember. It's in 4-2. So we'll head to 4-2. We'll make our way down to where that Reaper is, and you can use that Firestorm ability to take him out pretty easily by just falling on top of him. Just make your way through here to the path. Again, this is where you see the Reaper, and I always just find it easier to drop down on him and quickly start spamming to get the Firestorm ready. As you can see, attack me there. That's going to happen sometimes, but you should still get pretty lucky and kill him. After you've done that, make your way down the stairs and into the dungeon where we found Patches originally. And just drop down in there. You can go down the stairs if you want or drop in, whatever you prefer. Okay, so once you're in here, you're going to find an item on the ground, which is Makoto, the sword that you need. And that only spawns with pure white world. So once you've grabbed that sword, make your way back to 4-1 so we can speak with Satsuki. Once you make it back to 4-1, head over to him, talk with him, and give him the sword. That's going to give you Worthy of the Sword trophy, and he's also going to attack you, just so you're aware. But you can kill him, that's perfectly fine. Just don't let him kill you by, getting a surprise attack in there. So go ahead, complete the quest. That's going to be a nice trophy for you, and then he just starts to do a cheap shot. Very honorable of him. You can quickly kill him. He's not hard at all. He did heal though, so I'm bad for letting him heal. After that, if you make it to this wall right here, or this gate, watch out for that trap there, because you're going to get the crossbow bolt, so you can block it with the shield. But if you go up to this tower, go all the way up, you're going to see this area here. And if you make a left at the top of that tower, you can go down this ledge. This is sort of where that big demon is on the outside that you killed before. There's a few enemies in here too, so just be ready for them. You'll make your way up the stairs. Another enemy up here. My terrible attacks missed. And you find 2 entry points. So this way you can see this guy here, one of the archers. And that's where you came from, down there. As you can see off in the distance. Just to give you a reference of where we're at. So go back to this tower. Make your way through the other doorway, which is to our left. And you go up to pretty much a mountain peak where a crow is at. And we're going to be dropping some items to this crow, so that way we can get some items back. So you can see he's telling you to give him some twinkly, sparkly things. And what you do is we go into options and go into inventory. We look for our pure blade stone and we drop it. Now once you've dropped it, if you're trying to get him to trade you faster and put a new item there, the easiest way to do it is go to settings and exit game. It's going to quickly save. It boots you back to the menu, and the load screens are insanely fast in this game. But basically it keeps you from having to wait for him to eventually grab the item and then put the new item down. Because if you spawn back in, you'll see an item over here. And as you can see, that's another one of our rings. We don't have many more to go. But we're not done with here either. We want to drop some more items to him. The next item we're going to drop is in our main items tab. It's going to be a gold coin that we farm for. Drop him the gold coin. Again, we're going to hit options. We're going to save and exit. And we're just going to reload to save us a bit of time and waiting for him to get the item to us. After you've done that, you'll see that you get this for the gold coin, which is yet again another ring. And then one of the last items we want to drop is you're going to press options, go into your inventory and look for a gold mask. And once you drop that, again, exit the game, save the game, reload the game. And you'll grab another item. And we actually do want to drop one more. So again, here you go. That's going to get us a colorless demon soul. And then this will actually be our last item that we drop. We'll go into our inventory. And we're looking for that Talisman of God. So there it is. Talisman. Someone's a bit trash because he's struggling to find Talisman. It's actually in your weapons. For some reason I thought it was a key item and things like that. But Talisman of God is in the weapons tab, just so you're aware. You can hit save and exit game, reload the game, and you're going to get another colorless demon soul. So make sure you loot that. Guys, we're nearly done with our first playthrough. The second playthrough is much easier and quicker, especially if you go in with my recommendations. So thank you so much for following so far. We'll make our way back to the Nexus. We'll speak to Sage Freke, and we'll buy the Poison Cloud. The reason I'm getting you to buy the Poison Cloud and to attune it is because the next boss that you have to kill, he could be pretty hard for you, and you could get help, or you can cheese him as well. Again, I will be showing some cheese methods because who doesn't like a little bit of cheese, you know? No, but I don't want you guys to get stuck, and then you guys get pissed off at me, and then I feel like I let you down, you know? That's not what I'm here for. We're here to get the Demon Souls Platinum and to not be stuck. So make your way through this tower when you go to 1-4. As you can see, there it is on the right, 1-4. You can loot the area, some armor and things like that, nothing too crazy. This dragon's going to sit here on the bridge, and whenever you get close, he's going to breathe fire. I cast a few spells at him just because I was like, you know, fuck that dragon. But if you go forward a bit and get him to keep breathing fire, he'll kill the fat official for you. And what you want to do is, once he's kind of done his fire, that's when you want to run for it. The moment he's already cast the fire, make a quick break for it, go all the way across, dodge the fat official, and then you'll be up on top of this ledge. Now up here you're going to see Bior again, and he is getting his ass roasted. We don't care about that though. We're just going to quickly, you know, kind of hug the right side of the wall and run away. You'll come to this bridge here, and there'll be a phantom. You can just keep backing up and casting a spell on him. He'll just keep running right into it. He's pretty much got the same IQ as me. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. At least not in this case, because he dies fairly easy. And I'm going to show you how to do the cheese method now. So you do want to equip the Thief's Ring. So if you're doing the cheese method, you want the Thief's Ring on because it's going to make it so enemies don't detect you easily. And for this method, we're going to be doing the Poison Cloud. So you should have attuned that. You'll make it all the way to the boss who's up at the very top of this lift. Now there's going to be a fog wall. When you enter that fog wall, do not move your character at all. Just stand there. Don't move at all, otherwise you'll mess up the cheese. So keep spamming X until you can get through. We're not moving anything. We're not going to move forward. We're just going to stand here for a moment. The reason we're standing there is because he's going to come closer. But since you have the Thief's Ring, he actually doesn't realize that you're in the boss arena, because it kind of lowers your, I guess, the range in which he can be aggroed. You'll know when it's a safe time to move when he turns his back to you. When he turns his back to you, you can slowly make your way towards him. You do have to be lined up fairly good for the Poison Cloud to work. Now with a decent range away from him, you should be able to Poison Cloud him. It does need to be a little bit further back just so it'll actually poison him. Now the poison does do 905 damage over 3 minutes. So needless to say, if you do this cheese, you'll be sitting here for a while. Again, he can be a hard boss, so if you're struggling with him, this will be a way that you can beat him without really struggling or getting frustrated. So yeah, this is just an option. I'll go ahead and speed this up just so you can kind of see what's going on. And as you can see, he dies to poison. What a fucking idiot. You get the False King's trophy. And yeah, that's pretty much it with that one. We'll make our way over to the Archstone.
How did you defeat my demonic reflection?
And what we're going to do next is we're going to the Nexus, basically, to do our typical, you know, leveling up, repairing at the blacksmith. But we also want to, and we also just want to kill ourselves so that way we can't be invaded, because the area we're going to, you can be invaded in, and you definitely don't want to be. Now, a quick notice, I'm going to really let you know during this cutscene, do not talk to the Black Maiden. Do not talk to her. Don't even fucking look at her. I swear to God, if you look, no, I'm just kidding, but don't talk to her. The reason, because it's going to initiate the last boss, and you're going to miss all of this cleanup that we need to do. So please do not talk to her until I tell you to in the guide, otherwise you're going to force yourself another playthrough. After you've killed yourself, we're going to go to 1-1. The reason we're going to 1-1 is there's some rings that are now accessible for us. So once you're in 1-1, we'll make our way up the tower using that shortcut. And I'll quickly speed this up to show you where to go. I don't really want you guys to be lost and confused, but I also don't want to waste your time showing you every single step to take. So I figured I may as well show you, speed it up, and then you have the option to slow it down. Hopefully you guys are happy with that. I hope I did this guide justice for you. But yeah, basically, we'll make our way through the shortcut path. And as you can see, we're on this bridge where that dragon was, except for this time there's no dragon. You should be able to clear these guys really easy by now, because you're pretty over leveled for this area. But you'll come down this way, and there was some dragons out here. That's why we didn't go this way originally. But now those dragons are gone. I don't know where they went, but they're gone. We can get the rings. That's all that matters. So this is why you wanted to die, because you didn't want to be invaded. You'll make your way over to the items here, and you will loot the rings. The purple flame shield is also a really good shield. But here you go. There's 2 rings here, the flame resistance and the ring of great strength. Now after that, you can make your way back to the tower we climbed up. And you'll know you're in the right area because there's that blue-eyed knight. And there was that fog wall area here. But you make your way across. And the reason you're doing that is because down here where this annoying ass knight is, you can kill him with Firestorm pretty easily if you don't want your ass beat. Because he does hit pretty hard for some reason. And the damn spear is annoying, but you can kill him easy with Firestorm, so I recommend just getting rid of him. After that, you can use the Mausoleum key on the door behind him. And what we're doing now is we're going to speak with Old King Doran. Now, he's going to challenge you to a duel, basically. And you just have to damage him. Probably not even much. I think maybe about 25% health that you have to actually get rid of. So once he's at about 75 to 80% health, he should stop you with some dialogue. And holy fuck, he hit me hard there. So be careful, because he does hit like a truck. Pace yourself out. You can use magic if you need to. Firestorm can stun him. And then that way you can switch to melee and get some hits in there. But you just want to play it safe. There you go. You can see the dialogue triggered. Now that means that we beat him in the duel. And we can actually grab this weapon here, which is the Demon Brand. Go ahead and pick that weapon up. And yeah, then go ahead and kill Old King Doran. Now he can be pretty brutal. I'm not going to lie. He hits really hard. He's got a lot of health. So you can just try and kill him. Now, if you find yourself struggling to kill him in here, I can show you a way to cheese him, because I thought I was doing really, really good. And yeah, just watch how this plays out. Yeah, spoiler alert, I fucking died, and it sucked. So, yeah, then I found out you can cheese him as well. If you're struggling with him, you can go equip Old Reliable, which is the Poison Cloud. Keep getting him poisoned, bring him into this room. And then when he's in this room, he can still attack you, so you do need to be careful. But you can press up and R1 at the same time to do kind of a knockback. And you can get him stuck over here, and you can keep doing that. It takes a bit of time, unfortunately. But you can keep pushing him back. Tell him, can't get in the club. You're going to have to step back, sir. Keep doing that. And then he'll eventually get stuck on the stair railing right here. And this is where you can kind of really lay into him and take some hits. That's a way to cheese him. Definitely use the Poison Cloud. Bring him over here. Get him trapped. He won't really attack you when he's here. It's only in that room. So when he's here, you're pretty safe.
Shut the fuck up. Know your fucking place, trash.
Bruh.
And yeah, I didn't have enough space, so I quickly made space. And there you go. That also gives us a ring. And you were able to cheese him as well, or you did it legit, I don't know. You're better than me, that's fine. After that, what I want you to do to save yourself even more time is to save and exit the game after returning to the Nexus and back up your save. So you should have a backup save with you in the Nexus. And what we're going to do now is we'll go around this way, and you can see Mr. Umbasa over here. And I want you to buy all the spells that you can buy. So all of the ones that you can buy with souls, and all of the ones that you can buy with the actual boss souls, which are the ones that have a name. After you've done that, you can run over to the other side where you find Yuria and Freke. And the same thing applies. I just want you to buy all of their abilities that you can buy, which is the Silver Demon Soul and the Hard Demon Soul for Yuria, or Cursed Weapon and Ignite. You should be able to buy both of those. And then head over to the Sage. Buy his. There's not many you can buy from him, but just make sure you buy them all. And after that, you can head over to the Stockpile Thomas, talk to him a bit, and after you talk to him and exhaust his dialogue, it's actually going to give you a quest. It's not a quest you have to accept or anything, but he's finally going to ask for that Jade Ornament that we picked up at the very, very start, if you remember. And thankfully, once you give him that Jade Ornament, it's great because he's going to give you another ring. So we're near all 30 rings. We're getting really close to having all 30, which is fantastic. And there you go. There's the Ring of Herculean Strength. Now, another cleanup trophy you can do before we actually leave and go into New Game Plus. You can invade someone's world. Now, the easiest place to do this is in 3-3 because people are constantly fighting this boss, and it puts you in there as the boss. And you can be a cheap little bastard like I was, and I can show you how I got my kill. But basically, it's a trophy to invade another player and to kill them. It's called Unwelcome Guest. So what I did to get my kill, and you can try this as well, I just basically stayed by the door with Firestorm ready. And once he came through, I just said,
Surprise, motherfucker!
and yeah, as you can see, it took over half his health. It staggered him. I was able to switch to my melee and do even more than half of his health again. And even though he hit me twice, I still killed him. So yeah, I'm kind of an asshole. But hey, I got the trophy, and that's what matters. So if you're struggling, just try that method. Maybe you get the trophy. And as you can see, that gives you the Monk's Head Wrapping, which gives you increased spell power with magic. So you want to be using that as well so you can do more magic with your spells. Or do more damage, rather. Now, next up, we want to get the white character tendency. So the pure white character tendency, which is on the top left near your health, which is different to world tendency. I've put some hotspots down below. These are all the PvP hotspots. If you don't have anyone to boost, you can definitely do it this way as well. I didn't have anyone to boost with. Someone did try with me. My friend Moz did, so shout out to him. And unfortunately, yeah, we couldn't group up. But you can use a password like I showed, and you should be able to do it. But I couldn't do it. But make sure you're within 10 levels of the person you are trying to invade. There's a few things that factor into it. But unfortunately, I had to defeat the Aussie version of Kratos. This guy. That guy let me kill him twice. Awesome. So thanks for invading me twice. Because, yeah. I made my character pure white, as you can see in the top left. There we go. It's pure white tendency. I did it with just being invaded. So if you go to those hot spots, make sure you're human. And just wait it out. You might get people that you can beat. And you can raise it much faster than doing the Phantoms, even without a friend to boost it with. Now, if you remember at the beginning, I told you to speak to Monumental. Well, that's because he gives you a quest that gives you a ring. Now, the only thing is, since we've killed the final boss, he's not going to give you the ring. So unless you talk to him before then, he just won't give you it, which if you've been following the guide, you probably didn't do. But that's fine. We can just get that in New Game Plus. Another trophy you can get before you go into New Game Plus is to put your sign down and help someone with a boss. So, again, I have no friends, so I asked my wife if she could help me. And, yeah, so she grouped up with me on her PS5, and we just killed the boss together, and I got the trophy. So you can boost this one easily. As long as you guys have a password, you don't even have to be within level range. It's kind of like the other Souls games, like Dark Souls 3. And, yeah, you just kill the boss. Pretty easy, and you'll get the trophy. So you can get that as well, or you can get it in New Game Plus. It's totally up to you. I just got it with before going to New Game Plus just to make it easier. Now, a few more preparation I want you to do before going into New Game Plus is farming. I want you to farm specific stats, because I will tell you right now, I went into New Game Plus with low stats. I completely underestimated it for some reason, and I was getting my shit kicked in. Literally, just normal enemies would one-shot me, and it sucked. So I'm telling you right now, just listen to me. Come to this place. It's 4-4. It's where you fought the Storm King. As you can see, you can use Storm Ruler again. It's got the wind power on it. You can one-shot everything. And you can see that you get a fair bit of souls. You can also use Soul Thirst if you really want to maximize your souls. You can use a Ring of Avarice if you really want to maximize your souls. But even just using, you know, what I have on now, you can see you're getting like 3,000 souls per kill. Then you can just use the Archstone and rinse and repeat. Grind for probably 30 minutes to an hour and you're good. It's going to save you a lot of time. You don't want to grind in New Game Plus because there's not many good areas. This is like the best place to farm souls. It's just killing mana rays like Steve Irwin. And yeah, I recommend getting at least 40 vitality, maybe 50 if you can. Otherwise, like I said, you're going to be getting one shot. You can raise your strength a bit for the melee weapon if you want, or even some endurance if you feel that that might be necessary. But the main thing is definitely the vitality, and maybe some magic as well, because you can do a bit more damage. But yeah, sit there, farm out the souls, and that's pretty much it. I want you to do another backup of the saves. So again, quickly back up your save after you've gone back to the Nexus and you farmed enough souls and you're ready to continue to New Game Plus. Before you continue to New Game Plus and do this boss, 100% please back up your save. Now, what we're going to do here is basically to save some time in our next playthrough, so that way you don't have to kill all of the bosses and get to the final boss again, because there's a little trick we're going to do with the save scumming, which is great. So what we'll do is we'll continue to the final boss. Don't expect anything exciting, because he's not, and he literally just died at the firestorm, so he's trash. And then yeah, there you go. After he dies, there's going to be an item here you can grab. It's going to be Soulbrand, and we'll need that one for a trophy a bit later as well. And then if you go towards here, it's going to initiate a cutscene. After that cutscene, you'll see the Maiden in Black, and you just want to attack her. You get a trophy for killing her, and there it is right there. And if you've been following the guide so far and you've been enjoying it, make sure you smash that like button. And you'll have this quick scene here of you just so close to that platinum. It's literally within reach. Come on, guys. Stick it through with me. We got this. And that's it, guys. We're so close. We're within range. So just stay with me. We're going to get that PS5 Demon Souls Platinum. And what I want you to do next is that backup save we made before going to the final boss. We're going to grab that again. So we're going to go to the cloud storage this time, so that we can download it to our console storage. So whenever you're backing up, you're going console to cloud. And whenever you're taking that backup, you're going cloud to console. So please don't back it up again, otherwise you're going to force yourself to have to do more playthroughs. So make sure you went cloud to console, and then initiate the fight.
Oh no, I hope I don't fall.
It's going to have that scene. You're going to go back to the boss like you did before. You're going to firestorm him. He's going to die instantly because he's garbage. And instead of killing the Maiden in Black this time, you're going to you're going to have to leave her alone. Like, just walk away. So make sure you grab Soulbrand again. You don't want to miss out on that, because we're going to need it for a trophy later. Make sure you do grab that 100%. Since we grabbed our save again, we don't have it. We want to make sure we grab it before we leave the area, because it's needed for a trophy. Go ahead and exit the boss area. It's going to trigger a cinematic. And the reason you wanted to kill her first and then take your backup save to then not kill her is because she's going to give you a boss soul. It's called the Maiden in Black soul, or Black Maiden soul. No, Maiden in Black soul. Yeah, there you go. Maiden in Black Demon soul. That's the item we need. It's going to be useful for us on our next playthrough. Again, do everything you need to on the second playthrough on New Game Plus to get to the first boss, which is Phalanx. Kill him. I'm going to speed through this, obviously, because I'm not going to waste your time. After you've killed him, you're going to have to speak to Monumental again, which he's going to play that cutscene. Now, you should be a pure white character tendency going into New Game Plus if you did the invasions, like I said, to get to that pure white. And then again, you do not want to spam when you're grabbing the quest. Make sure you hit accept. Do not spam. And amazing. He'll talk to you. He'll give you the quest. Back away again and talk to him again. And as long as you have pure white, like I'm showing you here, see how it's all sparkly and beautiful? That's it right there. He's going to give you a nice ring. Actually, the ring is kind of whatever, but it's closer to the trophy, so that's what makes it nice. Other than that, keep going through the game, killing all the bosses. This is a small area that's pretty decent for souls if you didn't farm enough souls. So I thought it was worth showing really quick. It's right after Tower Night. So if you find yourself needing levels, it's a decent soul area, but please just farm souls on the mana rays. It's much easier before going to New Game Plus. Kill the Armored Spider, kill the Flamelurker, kill the Tower Knight, just kill all the bosses. This is a cheese method you can use on Flamelurker for New Game Plus if you're struggling. Run him over into this corner and quickly run around this railing. I got stuck there, as you could see, so I didn't really get it to work. He came on the side with me, but you can do it the other way as well, so I quickly ran back. And as you can see, what will happen is he's going to get stuck. So he's up there jumping around, and he's like, hold up. I can't get to him. Like, no matter what I do, I'm just not able to get to him. I don't understand. So he's going to eventually give up, and he's going to reset. You shouldn't need the Thief's Ring. You can put it on in case he is aggroing to you. I didn't use it for here, but you can do it if you're having issues. But you can cheese him like you did with the False King. You can go up with the poison and just poison him. Again, every 3 minutes it's going to do 900 damage. You'll be there for a while, but if you're really struggling on the boss, I figured it was worth mentioning that there is a cheese method, and that's how you do it. Or you can always have someone help you, and that can work as well. After that, we'll go to 2-1. And again, you'll need this unlocked. So you'll have to go through the level until you hit that lever, and then you can come down here where the blacksmith is. If you haven't given him the Searing Demon Soul, then make sure you do. If it's a New Game Plus, you'll have to give him the Searing Demon Soul again. So it's from the Flamelurker. Make sure you've done that, and then hit Upgrade Weapon. We're going to get another trophy here. We're going to combine the Demon Brant and the Soul Brant to the Northern Regalia, which is going to give us the Legacy of the King's Trophy. You can do that at any point. It doesn't really matter, but it does have to be in New Game Plus usually. Then after that, you can go for the Dragon God. Then after that, you want to still make sure you get the Iron Key Ring in this area, which is 1-3. And then you can go back to 1-2, use the key, go down, kill the Fat Official here, and then it's going to be a Bloody Key Ring. I hope I'm not going too fast. You can slow this down. I really didn't want to show you guys everything again, but obviously after being a new playthrough, it's good to kind of refresh your memory. You'll again put on all the official clothes because you need to unlock Freke, Yuria, as well as Urbain again, the Mr. Umbasa guy. And the reason being is you're going to need those spells for the trophy. So you will have to make sure you free them all, but you come up here, you go behind him and blast him in the ass again.
I'm not gay.
Then make sure you take off the official's gear again and talk to her to free Yuria. Then again, you'll go to the Penetrator boss and kill him, and you'll have Bior again if you saved him, which makes him even easier. make your way through the 3-1 zone. And right before the boss, if you go up the tower, you'll find that enemy up there again that dies in 1 hit. And apparently he doesn't die in 1 hit on New Game Plus, so I stand corrected. But he's still trash and dies. And then go ahead and grab the key on the wall. And again, if you need to figure out where this guy's at, you can follow the guide back on this area. I'll have timestamps below. And as you can see, Sage Freke is in here in the cell. And we unlock him as well. Now, Fool's Idol, you can just kill her. Don't have to worry about the trophy if you knocked it out. Any miscellaneous trophies you didn't grab in your first playthrough, make sure you grab now. Now, once you break the second chain, you'll be back at these cages that you can ride to go into the swamp. However, this time we do want to go down here. And you want to kill Yurt. Again, if this is going too fast, you can slow it down. But it's going to make it a lot quicker because you don't need to see everything again. And I'm trying to make this more convenient for you guys. So I hope you're happy with how it's been done. Once you've opened the cell, you can attack him. So make sure you kill him. Firestorm is a nice way to get a cheap shot in. And it's going to basically kill him. You can just switch to your melee weapon and get a few smacks in there and he should drop. After he's dead, you can loot him for his stuff. And you can take his cage down as well. Then after you've done all that, you'll be back at Maneater and you can kill him with Firestorm again really easily. Then you can kill the old monk boss and you can turn off your internet if need be. You can kill the Adjudicator. You only need to kill the Adjudicator in 4-1. You actually don't have to do the other bosses. That's the good thing about how we've done the playthroughs, is you don't have to go past 4-1. So the Adjudicator is the only boss you need to do. You can come down here to get Urbain. You need to save Mr. Umbasa. So you only need to go to 4-2. You don't need to go any further than that. You don't even have to kill the boss in 4-2. You just have to save Umbasa. After that, you can go to 5-1 and kill the Leechmonger. Then you can go to 5-2 and kill the Dirty Colossus, which is easy. And then 5-3, which is the Maiden again. Which again, you can Firestorm the Bodyguard and that's fine. He killed me there, but just make sure you go back and loot the soul. Now after you've done all of that, you can exit out of the game in the Nexus and back up your save to the cloud. Make sure you've killed all the bosses that you need to. Again, you don't need to go past 4-2, just a reminder. And that's basically it. Just kill all the bosses, make sure all of them are freed. You have Freke, Yuria, and Urbain freed completely, and they're in the Nexus. Back up your save and load the game back up. Now once you've loaded the game up, what I want you to do is go speak to Mr. Umbasa. That's just his name, guys. Accept it. And buy all of his miracles. Now that's beautiful because, bam, it's going to give you a trophy. Now once you've gotten that trophy, what I want you to do next is exit out of the game. Go back to your save. So you're going to go to save data. You're going to go to the cloud. And you're going to download from cloud to console. Now this is grabbing that backup save we just created. We only did that for the Miracles trophy. And then we're going back to the save before we did that. So we have all of those boss souls to use again for the other spells. So now we'll go to the opposite side. And you'll go over to Yuria, who's in the corner. She only has one spell for purchase. It should be Soul Sucker, which you just use the Maiden and Black Soul to get. And then go over to the Sage and buy his remaining spells. You should have all of these if you've been following the guide, which means you'll also get another trophy. Okay, so after that's been done, we have to be a bit fucked up and we have to start killing NPCs. So unfortunately, Mr. Umbasa, I'm sorry, but you have to die. When you start attacking him, these two will also start helping him out. You can use Firestorm to take them out pretty easily. The reason we're doing this is so we can get a pure black character tendency. We have our save backed up, so it's not a big deal for killing people either, because we can always get that save back. Again, just killing all of the NPCs to slowly go to pure black. But you also want to loot Mr. Umbasa, because when you loot him, you'll get another ring, which is the Ring of Devout Prayer. But that's not where we're going to stop. We have more NPCs to kill. So up here is Patches. You can get your revenge on him for being an asshole and burn him alive. Then you have Bior here. You can kill Bior. You can't really target on them until they've been damaged enough, so you can sort of aim in their general direction with Soul Ray and it should hit them. Now after Bior is dead, I want you to just load into a new zone. It doesn't matter which one. I just went to 5-1 since it's right there. But the reason you're loading into a zone is so you can just go right back to the Nexus. It's just to refresh your character tendency so you can actually see what it's currently at. If you look in the top left at my character tendency, you can see it's pure black. It's black with the red particles in it. It's exactly what we need it to be. Now the reason we're going for pure black is because it's going to spawn an NPC who has a quest line for us. And basically if you go up these stairs here and you go into this opening, you're going to see an NPC against the wall. Go ahead and have a chat with her, and she's basically going to start assigning you NPCs to kill. So she wants us to kill the Sage next. Go ahead and hit accept the offer, which is yes. And when you go down here, you can just again use Firestorm and kill him. I killed him pretty easily, to be honest. Firestorm and then a Soul Ray pretty much did it. But I wasn't really expecting this, so just so you guys know, watch out for this asshole.
Hello, motherfucker.
Yeah, so he was already ready to cast on me, and he hit fucking hard. So after I died, I just respawned, tried again, and that's perfectly fine to do. You should be able to kill him. I accidentally hit Yuria right here, as you can see. The Soul Ray went right through them and hit Yuria. That's fine as long as you don't kill Yuria. Don't kill her just yet. If you do kill her, then you're probably going to have to reload the save and kill the NPCs again, just so you're aware. But just don't kill her. I got 2 shots on her and she still lived. So you should be fine. After that, exhaust the dialogue and she's going to give you a new target. Now you may remember Ostrava. He's the guy that had the mausoleum key. And he's back in 1-1 when you roll off of here, just to quickly show you. And you can just Firestorm him, and then he dies so much faster now in New Game Plus. And you can use the Nexial bindings to go straight back to the Nexus. Makes it a lot easier if you did have to do that. But you'll run right back up the stairs, talk to her again to get the next part of the quest. Make sure you go up the right stairs. I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. Sharpest tool. Colorful. And there you go. Talk to her again. She's going to give you the Talisman of Beasts. And now she wants you to kill Yuria. So you're going to accept the offer. And we're going to kill Yuria. And guys, after you kill Yuria, that's the end of the guide. We've got the platinum. It's been a hell of a journey. I thank you guys for taking the time to watch my guide. I hope you found it enjoyable, entertaining, maybe a bit weird at times, probably even. But I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. Honestly, I'm always getting great feedback. But if there's any other guides you want, just let me know below. And if you are one of my real ones who made it all the way to the end, maybe leave a comment below that says,
Touch the demon inside me.
Yeah, so leave that comment below. It lets me know that you're one of my real ones who made it all the way through. Or it actually might just make me think that you want me to touch. We won't go there. So once you come back to her and turn in the quest, that's pretty much it, guys. I've been avoiding saying her name, by the way, because can't be fucked pronouncing that. But once you've turned in that quest, she's going to give you your final ring, which makes you the King of Rings. But honestly, that's not all, guys. After everything we've been through, you are now the Slayer of Trophies. I want to congratulate you guys who have made it through and got the platinum. If you have any questions, just leave them down below. But other than that, guys, that's it. Thank you again. I appreciate your time. and I'll catch you guys in the next one.